Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the man who would become Pope Francis, was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in 1936. His parents were Italian immigrants. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood. As a young man, he felt a strong calling to serve God. He entered the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits, in 1958. The Jesuits are known for their commitment to education, social justice, and missionary work. Bergoglio excelled in his studies and became a priest in 1969. He quickly rose within the Jesuit order. He became the head of the Jesuits in Argentina in 1973. He was a strong leader during a difficult time in Argentina's history. The country was ruled by a military dictatorship. Many people were persecuted for their political beliefs. Bergoglio spoke out against injustice. He also worked quietly to protect people who were in danger. In 1992, Bergoglio was appointed as an auxiliary bishop of Buenos Aires. He was ordained as a bishop on May 27, 1992. He continued to serve the people of Buenos Aires with humility and compassion. He was known for his simple lifestyle. He lived in a small apartment. He often took the bus instead of a chauffeured car. He was a bishop of the people. In 1998, Bergoglio was appointed as the Archbishop of Buenos Aires. He became a cardinal in 2003. As Archbishop, he continued his work for the poor and marginalized. He was a strong advocate for social justice and human rights. He also played a key role in the Church's response to the economic crisis that hit Argentina in the early 2000s. In 2013, the world was stunned by the election of Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio as the new pope. He chose the name Francis after Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of the poor and animals. This was a sign of things to come. Francis was the first pope from the Americas. He was also the first Jesuit pope. From the moment he stepped onto the balcony at St. Peter's Basilica, it was clear that this was a different kind of pope. Pope Francis broke with tradition in many ways. He refused to live in the opulent papal apartments. He chose to live in a modest guest house instead. He often wore simple white vestments instead of the elaborate papal robes. He preferred to be called Father rather than Your Holiness. He washed the feet of prisoners on Holy Thursday. He embraced people with disabilities. He reached out to those who had felt marginalized by the Church, such as divorced and remarried Catholics, and members of the LGBTQ+ community. Pope Francis made it clear that his papacy would be focused on the poor and marginalized. He spoke out against economic inequality. He called for a more just and compassionate world. He reminded people that the Church's mission is to serve the poor and to work for justice. He said the Church is not a museum for saints but a hospital for sinners. Pope Francis's papacy was not without its challenges. He faced opposition from conservative elements within the Church who resisted his reforms. He also had to deal with the ongoing sexual abuse scandals that have plagued the Church for decades. He took steps to address the issue, but many felt he could have done more. In the face of these difficulties, Pope Francis remained a beacon of hope and compassion. He traveled the world meeting with people from all walks of life. He spoke out against war and violence. He called for peace in the Middle East, Ukraine, and other conflict zones. He urged world leaders to address the climate crisis. He reminded everyone that we are all interconnected and that we must care for our common home. In his later years, Pope Francis faced increasing health challenges. He suffered from sciatica, which caused him pain and limited his mobility. He had part of his lung removed when he was younger. This made him more susceptible to respiratory problems. He continued to carry out his duties as Pope despite these challenges. His determination and resilience were an inspiration to many. Pope Francis died on April 21, 2025, at the age of 88. He left behind a legacy of compassion, humility, and a deep commitment to social justice. He was a pope who truly lived the gospel message. He challenged the Church and the world to do the same. Pope Francis's impact on the Catholic Church was profound. He helped to modernize the Church's image. He shifted the focus away from doctrinal debates. He emphasized mercy and compassion. He reminded people that the Church is a field hospital that should welcome everyone, no matter their wounds or past mistakes. Pope Francis's legacy extends far beyond the Catholic Church. He was a global leader who spoke to people of all faiths and none. His message of compassion, justice, and care for the environment resonated with people around the world. He showed that it is possible to be both religious and progressive, to uphold traditional values while also embracing modernity. He challenged us all to build a better world for everyone. His example of humble service, unwavering compassion, and courageous leadership will continue to inspire generations to come.